Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Robert Bolden, Life Transformed, and this is We Wednesday, where we are in this together. That's what this weekly YouTube show is all about. And on the eve or the day after the elections, We Wednesday sounds really good. We are in this together, no matter who you were supporting, what policies you were supporting. Now it's time, as it is after most elections, for all of us to come together. And to the extent that we can come together, is going to really determine the kind of lives that we all lead. Because from my perspective, you have to live in harmony with other people. I mean, divisiveness, I believe, comes from the enemy. Jesus talked about, he came to create divisiveness. And what I think he meant by that was it's going to be clear the people that are about his teachings and about his way and about love, the work of his father, and those that are just in it for personal gain, or they're they're acting in fear, and all of that is coming from the enemy. It isn't those people, it's just the enemy. It's the spiritual warfare that goes on. So that's why we welcome everybody at Life Transformed. That's why we call this We Wednesday. I get a chance to share a big aha moment that I've had over the last week. I've shifted this to 11:45 Eastern, FYI. So if you were looking for it at 12:45, you'll probably see the video up, so you can just watch it then, and just mark your calendars that this will be 11:45 Eastern going forward. So let's jump right in. My heart with We Wednesdays to be able to share um, what was a breakthrough for me. Hope you guys could hear me all right. I had the microphone far away. What was a breakthrough for me? And maybe it's going to help somebody else along the way. All right, so let's get right into it. Building. Let's see. This is the one I wanted to do. Okay. God, show me things I run to for security and significance in this life. Help me to let go of them and trust you. And the devotion I read was talking about this guy that was in a shipwreck, and he was hanging on to this piece of wood, and he had been on this piece of wood for a long time, days and days, and it became his security. He said, boy, oh boy, this wood is going to be, it's what's saving me. It's keeping me going. Well, then a boat comes along, and the people in the boat are like, here, come on over. We'll take you back. And he, of course, first he thinks, yeah, I'm going to do it. But then he thinks, well, this wood has been pretty good. It's kept me alive for several days out here in the middle of the ocean. And he starts second guessing it and thinking about it and wondering, maybe I should just stick with the wood. That is the story that um, really captures what it is that hit me about this one. Jesus invites us to transfer our trust, let go of the things we have previously trusted for security and significance. That right there. And again, as most of these things, the reason I share them is because they're things that I self reflect on after I read them as a litmus test for me to make sure that, boy, am I holding anything above Jesus as far as my security and significance? So that's the question I pose to you today. Um, when this is so, and what I wrote is when there's a lull, turn to Jesus. Let go of my way of life. So, whenever in my life there's a lull, meaning there's maybe a moment of indecision, or um, I go to do something. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I need to turn to Jesus in that moment. Um, have to let go and take hold of the life Jesus offers. When you find yourself facing a moment like this, remind yourself of that passage. It is through the losing, the letting go of our lives that we find them in the deepest and fullest sense. Isn't that beautiful? So that's really the key. It's being able to trust Jesus in every circumstance for my security, significance, those two things in particular. Um, and it really is. I read or I heard on the radio the other day, and this is so good. It fits in right here. Struggle equals delayed obedience. So if you're struggling, it's just because you've delayed being obedient to what Jesus has taught. And if you don't know Jesus, oh my goodness, this is a chance for you to get to know him. Believe me, I went the majority of my life without knowing Jesus, without opening a Bible. And it was largely because of religion. Well, religion is not Jesus. Religion is not God. So if you're in the same boat as I was, then understand that it's not about religion. Religion is men, women. That's religion. And God and having that personal relationship with Jesus, understanding what he taught, his lifestyle, um, because through him is how you get to know God. And if you just look at what Jesus taught, there is nothing that I think anybody on this earth would not agree with in what he taught. I think it's people get turned off by Jesus, by God, by the Bible because of what man has done through religion. And this isn't all religion and all men. Just like anything else, there's going to be good and bad. If you look all through the Old Testament, that's the way it was. You know, the Old Testament would start, and this dude ruled and he did right by God, and this dude ruled and he did wrong by God. So, I mean, that's just human nature. People are going to get their security and their significance from other places other than from God, from Jesus. And that's where the trouble starts and ends, begins and finishes. It's an absolute. So, the extent that you continue to get any identity, any significance, any security from anything in the world, that's our opportunity. That's our opportunity to deepen our relationship with Jesus, to trust in him for those things. And it's not a snap your fingers kind of thing, but know that God is working in each of our hearts at the same time to deliver that same result. So we just have to surrender. How many times you see it in the Bible? We just have to surrender. And it could be just a little bit at a time. So have compassion for yourself as you go forward. Don't beat yourself up. Just take it a small step at a time, a small obedient step at a time. If you're struggling, start to become obedient. And you're going to find that things are going to brighten up. You'll be able to deal with the same circumstances in the future that would have broke you apart yesterday, but you're able to go through those with gratitude as a new creation made new in Jesus. So beautiful. All right, y'all. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got something out of this, leave me a message. Thanks for liking the YouTube channel. Continue. The subscriptions are building. Lots of people subscribing. So love to see that. Keep it going. And until the next time, next Wednesday, 11:45 Eastern, new time. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. and we will see you next time.